Okay, so after several days of frustration, trying to get the map fixed, the last episode I was trying to show you guys how to make the map, and the entire thing crashed out with the sand block. So yeah, don't do what I did. And if you didn't see the last video, I attempted to make a peninsula area where it was all sand to show you that, and I did 2,500 and had the um, for the seed size and or yeah, and had the minimum height higher than the maximum height. So it wasn't working, and when I finally discovered it, I think that was what the problem was. When I finally discovered it, I switched it, and I went to try to render it again, and everything froze and crashed, and yeah, it was a nightmare. Um, and then I spent a few days fighting with my server host um, to try to get things lined up. I finally got a map set that I thought was going to be okay. Turns out it wasn't, so I had to start over. Uh, but I finally got it working to where I could go check it out, and yeah, it was not good. Um, so trying to get everything else lined up, I kept fighting with the servers up. It's loaded, but it's not in the server list, or it was under the wrong name. The settings were wrong. It was one thing after another. Um, so after a lot of trial and error and a considerable amount of frustration, I finally figured out that it was the mod launcher 0.47 additional mods pack that was causing the problem. So for a lot of mods, you need mod launcher either 0.45 or 0.47. 47 is the newer one. So I went with it. That allows me to add in other mods down the road, like um, the crop helper and the seasonal mod, so that when you log in, you can see what season it is. Some people like to know what the harvest season is, um, because it tells you what's harvestable, as far as like, can you go and harvest blueberries right now? Can you get lemons right now from the lemon trees? Things like that. So different mods are very useful, and they're quality lifestyle mods that I tend to use. I don't like all of the um, I don't know. There's a lot of weird mods out there um, that just don't fit my game style. I am definitely more of a vanilla style setup, um, but I do like having certain quality of life features. So instead of having to experiment with everything and try to figure out what recipes are, and possibly having a one in a million long shot at getting a recipe that I don't have from killing a creature or something as a rare, ultra rare, super rare drop, whatever. I like having the additional recipes installed. That's another mod. That way, everybody's got access to every recipe. And I did it the last time I had Seattle Sanctuary up and running. But this is the moving forward. This is the new map that I generated. It's all seeded. It's it's set up. All right, let's try that again. My headset came unplugged. So anyway, after a ton of frustration, I came up with this new map. Um, this is an 8K map, so it is not just large, it's not huge, it's plain and simple, it's massive. This is the same size as the largest map for Wurm Online official servers. This is the, I want to say it's the Xanadu map, but I'm not 100% certain. Um, and I could look it up, but there's really no point. Anyway, this is an 8K map, and it will not let me zoom out any further. But basically, I mean, you get the idea. It's very, very large. The map size that I was working on was basically a quarter of this. So it'd be like this upper left-hand corner or whatever. So this is literally 4 times the size of that map. That map was 4 times the size of your standard map. So most maps run a 2K size. I was trying to make a 4K size, and it just wasn't working. I couldn't get the generation to set up the way I wanted it to. So out of sheer frustration, knowing that an 8K map is going to eat up a lot more memory and resources and possibly cause more lag, I decided to go check it out and see what I could create and see if anything was viable. And this was actually one of the first ones that popped up in the random seed. So you can tell there's a large mountain here. There's another little, well, it's in game, it's still quite large. And then there's, if I zoom in here, you see there's other mountains over here. There's this massive chain down here that kind of spreads out over the area. There's another rather large mountain over here. There's another one up in this area, and there's a couple of smaller ones over here. So there's another small one right there, and they're not small in game. They're still very large. So mountains are all over the place. The difficulty is going to be, well, I'll show you with where I chose to set up the newbie town, and actually that marker is wrong. It actually should be over here, but it's still working on its updates. Um, so the sanctuary is actually down over here, and originally I had set it up here, thinking I was kind of down in this area, but it's about a 4-minute walk across the grass and stuff, for my system anyway, to get just a straight run to the water. So from here, it's going to be a bit longer. So I'm going to be working occasionally on Alpha, who is the GM character for this map. I'm going to be working on creating roads to bring life to this area. I'm going to be putting in buildings and whatnot, making it look more like a newbie town. But this is where you'll spawn if you come over to the server. It's just, I mean, it's, even though they look close, I mean, that's probably closest point. That's probably, I want to say 100, 120 tiles away from the water. So although it doesn't look like there is much room for building and all that stuff, There's tons of room, and a lot of this is flat. Not like super flat. It's just, it's still workable land, but it's flat enough for um, new players to be able uh, to dig and terraform and um, get a settlement going and all that stuff. I Once I open things up, and I will be opening this server to the public. Um, Probably I'm going to give it a couple of days of testing just to make sure that the server's not going to crash. And then probably by this weekend, I will remove the password protection for everyone to be able to come over, um, pick out their spot, and just kind of go for it. But what I'm going to end up doing is, well, first of all, I got to get back to my Twitch stream here. And we're going to go over to the game. So this is Wicked. This is the character creation. So obviously I have not done anything with them yet. Um, can't get character creation without a mirror, and I'm not giving out mirrors, except for when you first come into the game. Oh, and it's going to play games on me. Did it hiccup? I think it hiccuped. Give me just a minute here. Oh, it says it's running. Let me try restarting the client. There we go. All right. So character creation. And you can still kind of look around a little bit. It's still loading things in, so it's going to be a little bit choppy. But there's the starter stone, which says sanctuary. I removed all the others, so we'll get Wicked set up here. I have a standard setup that I tend to use, and other people have different setups they like. That's that's what Wicked's going to look like. Yes, I'm sure. All right. I'm going to skip through the tutorial just so that I gain 0 skills in anything. I don't want any skill gains because this is going to be a new Ironman run with Wicked. I also have um, a couple of other characters that I'll be using specifically to work on the newbie town here, but I will show you around a little bit because with an Ironman, I got to go grab branches and rock shards and flint and all that stuff from Bear Rock anyway, and this is a good place to grab it to start with. So skip. We're just going to skip through everything. Bunch of next. Couple more skips. Bunch more necks. And if you guys want to read through these, be my guest. Download the game and log into a server. Doesn't have to be mine, but log into a server and you'll get the same prompts. It doesn't matter if it is Wurm Unlimited or Wurm Online. You basically get the exact same prompts. It's teaching you about woodcutting, about crafting, about mining, about terraforming, your inventory, your character screen, how to equip and unequip, dropping stuff, picking stuff up, all that stuff. So there's a lot of useful information in it, but I'm just going to skip through it because I don't want the skill gains for any of it right now. And yes, I want skill gains, but not from the tutorial because we are going to, there we go, end tutorial. So this flashing window, that's the journal. You get that by hitting the J key. So you can hit J to open. Here, I'll move my mouse out of the way so you can see. Just the J opens it and closes it. You've got two different two different tutorials. New player tutorials, what we just skipped through, but you can go through it again if you missed a step. You can go through the fishing tutorial, and if you click on it, it says double click to open this tutorial. You can actually open the tutorial for that particular screen and go through the whole thing about fishing. Then there's the first steps. So it gives you a few little quests to start out with, just to kind of get you going with it, give you an idea of what you're doing. Skills, obviously. I've got nothing in anything. Let's see. Religion has nothing, so we can close that one. Um, Old Biddy Gaming started a new character on her own private dedicated server. And she's done several videos in the past about the setups and how she gets going. But I noticed this one, she wasn't sure why, if mind was set to 20 but mind logic was set to 25. It's two different settings within the same setting box. So if you have base skills set to 10, everything's going to be set to 10. If you have mind set to 20 but mind logic set to 25, it's going to set mind logic to 25. It's going to set body control to 25, that sort of thing. So it's still a setting within the server settings of how you start off. So you notice everything else is a 10. That's where we're starting at this server. So the only exception is, oh, where are you at? Is it under? No. So we can close that. And I'm actually going to bring this up and expand this down so I can see the whole thing. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's fighting. No. Okay, I do have fighting set to 10. But I don't think the modifiers show in there. That's right. And that's what I was looking for. Your combat modifiers on this server are set to 3. And I specifically set fighting skill to 10 because fighting is very, very difficult to get up when you first start off, especially if it's really low. You got to take on like chickens and stuff, and even they could beat you up. So I set it a little higher just so that you could run around and get a few maybe some pelts or some feathers or whatever from early on creatures, and we'll go into that in a later video. Um, but I didn't want to have everything set so low, and 10's still a good starting point. The minimum tile count I set in here to the 20 or 25, instead of, oh well, you got to have 51 hits like the official server at a bare minimum, because 51 is only the minimum. You could be mining on a rock tile for 150, 200 hits just to get through that rock tile. So a minimum of 20 to 25 means that there's a chance that it might be lower. There's still a chance it might be higher, but it helps out. Action timers are set to 2.5, and skill gains are set to 2.5. That's a little bit lower than what it wanted me. It wanted me to set it at 3. That's, I believe, default, or maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't like it so high. I play this game because it is time consuming. Because there goes that worm bug that Biddy talks about. Every once in a while, there's a glitch with the movement camera, and it'll throw you way up here, or it'll throw you way down here, or spin you in the opposite direction. You got to get your bearings all over again. So anyway, where am I at? Okay, there's the soul stone. We'll start here. Stone of Soulfall, excuse me. I used to play a bunch of other games, and quite a few games call them soul stones. So this is a fantastic Stone of Soulfall. Why we're starting here is because this is the spot that I have set up for new players to log into. So you will automatically log into the settlement of Sanctuary. And we can examine this. And why is it not telling me anything? Where is... Oh, here we go. I was reading the wrong window. Sign representing the settlement cannot be improved. You spot 45 guards in the vicinity, and I have it set to 50. So this area is very, very safe. But this will be... this is the sanctuary deed. It goes quite a ways up the mountain. It covers this whole expanse for as far as the eye can see, all the way down to the water. And if the mountain is behind you on this settlement, then you put, or I'm sorry, if the mountain's in front of you, you put the mountain behind you, because the sun rises in the west, it rises in the northwest-ish, and sets in the southeast. So it's a little bit different than here on Earth, but that's the direct. Put the mountain behind you and head that way, and you'll hit the water. So we're going to start here for one reason. For an Ironman to actually work, we need to take off any equipment. So there's the leather backpack. There's the hat. There's nothing on the face, nothing on the neck, shoulder. There's the leather sleeve, glove. We're just going to go all the way around, and we're going to take everything off. No tool belt, no boots, no saw, right hand. Oh, yeah, we don't have, never mind. That's going to come off, that's going to come off. So we should have equipment weight 0.2. What am I missing? Oh, yeah, the leather glove. Unequip, thank you. Okay, now we are at equipment weight 0, and that's difficult over there. I don't know why these. Oh, yeah, because I set them up weird. Never mind. My fault. But anyway, I'm going to put those over there. We're going to highlight everything. And we're going to drop it on the ground. Don't want any of it. Yes, I understand. Let me just read this to you so that we can skip past it. If you're dropping an item, usually if you stay within one tile of the item, nobody else may pick them up unless you team up with them. Otherwise, if this area is not on a settlement deed, it may be stolen. Anyone may pass by and steal this unless you pick it up first. You need to build a house for your things to be protected. I don't have a house. Obviously, I don't have a house. I just started the game, but that's what it's saying. So it's telling you right off the bat, in order for your stuff to stay safe, you need to have a settlement. You need to build a house. You can build a house off a settlement, but it's gonna rot away. It's just easier to have that um, deed stake and just set up a deed, build a house. Now your stuff's going to be safe. Do you understand the message? Yeah, I got it. Send. Okay. Now the tent. So we're going to go just a little ways away because I will have Alpha come on and destroy this. So if you're stuck with a tent in your inventory, you don't know how to get rid of it because if you say drop it on the ground, you're not allowed to put your tent there. So if you place it, oh, I got to be off deed. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be a minute. We'll drop it on our way out, but I'll show you how to get rid of the tent as well. And then again, I'll have Alpha come on and just wipe it out. So now, inventory weight 0.5. The tent is 0.5. That's the only thing I have in my inventory. Total weight 0.5. Equipment weight 0. So I literally have nothing other than the tent. Okay? So we're going to go this, oh, we're going to go this way towards the mountain. And for those of you that are wondering, I mentioned Mod Launcher 0.7 accompanying mods. It's a group of different mods that are supposed to enhance the gameplay. It's a select set of mods that were picked by somebody else. I said that it was what was causing the server to crash. And I know there are going to be some people out there who say, well, it's the way you set it up. No, no, hear me out. I installed Mod Launcher 0.47 because I needed it for the live map. I also need it for a bunch of other mods down the road. So by itself, it's fine. When I installed the accompanying mods, so it's the mod pack, the only thing it puts in the file list is the properties. You have to launch the server, get it started, then shut it down to get to the config files. And then if you start it back up, before you start getting all crazy now, you shut it down, you let it generate its config files, and then start it back up. It is set up to be a default settings setup across the board. So nothing is enabled. It's just the config files so you can enable stuff. It crashes. At least it did for me. You may have had better luck with yours. Maybe you're not having the same issue, but I was having all kinds of issues just with default. So I spent 2 days going through the config files, going through the jar files, going through the properties files, making sure that everything was set up properly by default, making a couple minor changes here and there, testing things again. Didn't matter what I did, it continuously caused the server to crash. It wasn't a flat out crash. It was a, hey, instead of taking 15 seconds to load, I'm going to take 3.5 minutes. And then it was loaded up, but it wouldn't show in the list. So I could never log into my server. I even tried waiting 45 minutes after the server was started, even after that 3.5 minutes, and it still wasn't in the list. I shut Steam down. I reopened Steam. I restarted my computer, the whole bit. Still wasn't in the list. I'd go to shut it down. 3.5 to 4 minutes to shut down. If I uninstalled and deleted the mods, fast startup, showed in the list, no problem. So I know it's the mod pack, and I fought with my server host to get them to understand that as well. So hence, no videos. Okay, so we're on a rock tile. Say it's a steep slope. All I did was let go of my W key. I can climb without the climb, but it's slow going. And then I fall back down. Okay, so we're going to go up here. And hopefully we can stand still. We're going to rummage. Pick clean. We're going to rummage this one. Pick clean. And we got to go through all of this all over again. So I could get those down there as well, but it's easier to just run through here. And I want to close this one, and I want my inventory open. We're going to move this over. Why am I rummaging? Well, because I have no gear and I need resources. So I've left Sanctuary. That's what it said. So now I can take this, drop. See, you're not allowed to put it there. It's still telling me I can't put it there. Then don't tell me I've left Sanctuary. We're just going to go from tile to tile to tile because we need rock shards. Oh, there we go. Found something useful. Yes, rummaging does take a little bit. When you're starting off, oh, I got an iron rock. That's going to help. Get clean. Okay, so we're going to go this way. See if we can find anything. I need flint. I need rock shards. I need iron rocks. So I'm taking whatever I can get. That's moving into steeper land, so let's go this way. And once I move this character out of the area, I'm going to be, when I come back on with alpha, set things up. Oh, there's a lot of rock this way. I think we can probably get something this way. I'll set up a jewel board in Sanctuary for new players. Why am I not? Fine, climb, doggone it. Stop doing that. Okay, we're going to climb up this way. So if you're starting off Ironman, you're going to end up rummaging for a while. And then you got to forage for a while. Just to even get a start. Yes, I know my climb is still on for a reason. There we go. See what we get this time. Another iron rock. We'll get some stamina back. turn climb on again. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm rummaging. I'm just grabbing any rock tiles possible, just randomly. Pretty sure I'm far enough out of the area now that I could probably... There we go. See, I can place the tent. Or I can drop it on the ground. Doesn't matter. It's done. It's out of my inventory. Now Alpha can come and destroy it. Oh, so what I was saying, the jewel board in the new town, I will put one up eventually once I leave the area with the Ironman guy. And that will fill up stamina, or I'm sorry, that will fill up your food, water, your calories, carbs, fats, and proteins. I do have sleep bonus, but I'm not using it right now. But that's what the jewel board is for. So brand new players on the server can come over and grab a good cooked meal, basically. But it'll fill up all of your vitals so that you're good to go for a while. Oh, hey, there's a nice little valley down there. Kinda. So there's the water way over there. And this is somewhere in this area. I think it's right over here is where the settlement deed is and the stone. So you can see the water back that way. So you're kind of in a valley. Yeah, that's going to move up too steep. So we want to move back down a bit. We're going to take this off. Oh, yeah, I just injured myself. Yeah, I somehow injured my right arm. An aching bruise at the right upper arm. So I bruised my arm. That'll heal over time. Or you can use um, different healing aids to help with that. With any injury, actually. Guess we'll go over this way. Oh, hey, look at that. We found something else. Found a iron rock. Haven't found any flint or rock shards yet. More iron rock. Y'all are not helping me. Yeah, let's work our way down into the valley, I guess. Get these three here headed to the left. Oh, my rummaging skills suck. Of course, there is no skill specifically for rummaging, but more iron rock. It's not really much of a valley, is it? It's definitely got its hills too. All right, and just so we don't fall again, we're going to turn the climb back on. Why am I only getting iron rocks? Actually, let's close the inventory for a minute. Gives me more screen space. Okay, there goes that bug again. It's a known bug. There's nothing that we can do about it. It just happens. More iron rock. Can't do anything with that right now. Got a flint. Oh, stop. All right, we're going to go up here. We're going to kind of walk between the two. Make it up to where we're kind of on flat ground. There we go. Now we can let our stamina come back up. Yeah, let's go over that direction. So, don't know. I don't remember. Nope. Never mind. Thought maybe I could make my steel and flint, but I don't remember. Everything there is to know about Ironman, because it's going to take a while to remember it. But I do know that I need branches, and those are forged around tree tiles. I know that I need basic tools. Not having the greatest of luck here. I thought that was going to be a decent little valley, but maybe not so much. Not tracking. Doggone it. I need rock shards. I got plenty of iron. That's what I thought. Okay, so we need to be up here. sometimes you get lucky and there's two tiles together. That'll give you some stuff. Not always. Those two were fairly close together. Rock shards. Okay, now we can take, that's the iron, that's the, is it? Yes, okay. So we can make a crude knife. We can at least get that going. All right, we now have a crude knife. That's a start. 19 stones worth of rock shards, 19 kilos, whatever. So we basically got everything we need from up here to start with. So we're going to go over here to the trees. And yeah, we may slip down a little bit. We're going to see if we can get some branches. And this is not the most populated tree area, so probably not going to find a whole lot. No, let's not even bother. We'll just go back that way towards the water because there's a ton of trees over there. And it's much flatter. So it'll take us a quick minute, but we'll get over there. And for any of you that are watching that has seen my previous videos, you know how much I absolutely love grabbing branches. They're a absolute pain in the tuchus, in case you didn't catch the sarcasm. Oh, yeah, gotta turn climb off, get stamina back. I'm going to be losing stamina because I have a bunch of weight. Let's see, what are we at right now? Well, and I have an injury. Okay, max weight 140. We're at 40, so that's not what's killing our stamina. It's the injury, basically. And it doesn't help, you're walking up and down hills and it's not, any kind of paved road or anything like that. But we managed to get rid of all gear, including the tent. And the tent is useful, just not on, if you're trying to do an honest Ironman, you want to get rid of it. You can make another tent, and that's kind of the whole purpose. Ironman setup is effectively very similar to other games. Um, most players start with gear. You as an Ironman start with nothing. It's almost like you know, if you want to envision the idea that you were shipwrecked and marooned on a you know on an island somewhere, and there's nobody else around, and it's unsettled. So there's no population, no nothing, but somehow all your clothes are effectively either useless or just garbage. Oh, I hurt myself some more. Well, that's not going to be good. Oh, both legs and the other arm. Damage 12. Both. I did re-damage this one. That's all right. They will heal. It just takes a long time. So we're going to get off the mountain. Entered sanctuary. And now we can go see if we can find some branches. So at some point, this is not going to be just open wilderness and trees and whatnot. I will have some buildings and stuff in here um, for new players. But for now, this is what we have. You can see Templars off in the distance. That's the direction we're going to head. We're going to start here. That's grass. That's grass. That's a birch tree tile. So what we want is not botanize. We want forage. We're just going trees, random. No real rhyme or reason. Why is it trying to? Oh, because I hit 2. Sorry. I don't care about tracking. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's just getting skills up in something else. Forage the area. What did we get? We got cotton. Okay, so I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe we can activate the cotton and apply first aid. So that shows you a little bit about healing wounds. And the wound is pretty excessive, so I cut it down a bit. Wound is already bandaged. You see right there, that little white dot, light and bandaged. So now we can go at this one. See, there's no little white dot. We do first aid on this one. It's kind of funny. You need to bandage a bruise in order to get it to heal. Okay, we're going to do first aid on this one. First aid on this one. Oh, tried to bandage but failed. So we'll try it again. Just like any other skill in the game, first aid has to be raised in order for it to be effective. We're almost out of cotton. Here we go. Oh, it's both legs together. There's just leg wounds. Legs wounds. So those are done. I don't know. Yeah, you can pick seeds from it, but we're not at the point where we need to. So we're just going to keep going with the foraging. And we can close that and see my red wound bar has gone down considerably. Maybe if I had some cotton a few episodes ago, I'd have been able to get away from that troll because I could have stopped and healed and um, possibly made it to the water. Raspberries. Well, we're already down on food. And as an Ironman, you don't want to wait too much to be able to start cooking and all that stuff. You want to keep your food and your water as topped off as possible. And of course, raspberries aren't going to give us very much, but it gives us a little. I can tell we're still going downhill, so we're going the right way. Oh, come on, give me something else. Right now, I could take any food. I'll take cotton. Actually, I wonder. Nope. I wasn't sure if I could chop the tree down or not. So, Crude knife, no. Oh, come on. All of this looks picked clean. And some of that could be because it is a new server. So these are grapes here. I've got all different kinds of bushes and trees planted on this map. That guy's already grown up a little bit. And maybe that's why I was struggling so much with trying to get rock shards. But I should have enough rock shards to be able to make a crude pickaxe if I can find some branches. And we can do some mining, and I can get more rock shards. And if I can make a crude axe, then we don't have to forge for branches. I am not too far away. I'm right here. Okay, we're out of the grapes now, so see what we get from this one. Potato. We're going to eat the potato. And notice the damage is almost gone. So we'll open this back up. See the leg wounds have completely healed. The left arm is almost done. The right arm is getting close. But we damaged that right arm twice because some of us were a little careless going downhill. Not pointing any fingers, just just saying. I think I got stuff going on in the background that's causing me to lag out here. Give me just a second. I'm just checking on something here real quick. Close that. Maybe that'll speed it up just a touch. All right. So okay, there. Nope, that's not it. Let's go back to this one. See it loading in. So if you notice, now that I've updated, Sanctuary is actually showing up in the proper spot now. And we are probably, I think the grapes were over here somewhere. So we're probably over here. So we need to go to the north. We'll get there. Right now we're still looking for branches. So all right. Yeah, it's trying to render a bunch of stuff in because it's a big map and there's a lot of things to render. So I may decide to cut it back to a 4K map when I get time. So don't count on it being necessarily this weekend. Come on. But maybe over the next couple of days I can get a new map going that's a bit more pleasing for memory. We'll see what happens. Black mushroom. That can be eaten, but I believe it can also be used in first aid poultices too. I don't know. I don't have Wormpedia open right now, so that's a blueberry bush. You can kind of tell by looking at the grass how choppy it's getting. So if I look down, See how the grass is supposed to flow? And then if I look up, oh, now it's all going to work right. Fine, be that way. Well, y'all can rewind the video and see. I'm going to keep going with trying to get these branches. And in case a certain friend of mine's watching, I'm pretty sure she is. Um, have you seen any aggressive creatures? I have creature count set to 32,000 for this server, and the aggressive set down to 6%. So aggressives are going to be a bit more few and far between. And yes, I did see the avatar foe that showed up at your site. He seemed to take a liking to you. It's almost every time you start in that area. So I don't know. Maybe when I open this one up, just come over here and do do your videos from here again. For those that are watching now that had weren't part of the old server, Old Bitty Gaming was granted GM privileges on the old Seattle Sanctuary as well. And there's a reason for that. Um, if she comes over to the new server, she will be granted the same because she does the same thing I do. She likes to keep things simple. She's not trying to expand a bunch of stuff. Um, very helpful to the community. She's actually on more often than I am. And she's a trusted friend. So not everybody gets GM privileges. In fact, almost nobody does. So there's no point in even asking. But I will open my house up to her anytime. There's absolutely no expiration date on it. So whether Biddy wants to come over and just hang out, she wants to do her videos, if she just wants to come over and be a GM, I am more than willing to work with her. If she wants to stay on her own server, that is perfectly fine too. But she knows that I put in. Don't tell me I'm too far away. I put in mods on my server, and she doesn't. Um, I have maps that are rather interesting from time to time. Last time we did have quite a few regular players come over and hang out, build their own little settlement areas. really wish I could find a branch. We're going in the right direction for sure. Let's go over here and follow the tree line. You know, maybe it was just my background processes that were causing the issue. I might just go ahead and leave this 8K because it's running fairly smooth. So maybe by this weekend, if you go to the server list and you see that Seattle Sanctuary is unlocked, it's not password protected. I mean, and I've forgotten to mention it. Um, that means it's open because there's been quite a few days the last few weeks that excuse me, that I thought I was going to get a day off and I ended up getting called in. So I wasn't able to do a video or whatnot, but I'll make the changes and just watch to see if the server is up and running, and you can find it in the list. It does have a max player count of 100, so that'll help you sort it. But it is an 8K map, so it's super large. Ooh, what is that? That's got berries on it. It looks like. Oh, no, that's a rose bush. There you go, Biddy. Proof that they do exist in the world. um, Biddy likes her roses. But yeah, so if I don't get a chance to say something and you just notice that the server is unlocked, it's not password protected, that means I had enough time to make the change, but not make a video. Excuse me. I guess I need more coffee, Biddy. Ah, we gonna have coffee wars this time. I mentioned in uh, a video, I think it was last week. Yeah, it was right after dealing with the troll. I was running around. I ran past a billy goat, a ram, and I made a comment to my wife about it being uh, that the old goat was already in the game, and she made a mention in her video about seeing that. And it wasn't in the recording, so if you missed that part and you're watching on YouTube, that was still being live streamed on Twitch, but I had already stopped the recording at that point. So maybe it's still in the archive. Twitch tends to only keep things up for a certain period, and then they're just gone. So, there's the lavender bush too. But apparently she got a chance to see it, so I'm glad it made her chuckle a little bit. No, I am not too far away. I was standing right there. You want me to get on top of the doggone thing? I just want some branches. Good gravy. Ah, that silly glitch. I'm not too far away from the willow tree. Where's this one? There you are. Hey, that's mountains. We want to go this way. Yeah, we're having absolutely terrible luck with foraging. So what I was saying about Ironman, if you're running Ironman, effectively you're starting with literally nothing. And you're not allowed to get any help from anybody. So no trading, no having a GM drop some stuff for you. Um, no, you literally do everything on your own. And you can choose at some point, like I typically do, once I reach this particular skill level, then obviously I've succeeded. Therefore, the Ironman doesn't matter anymore. And you can set up a trader, you can um, trade things off with other players, whatever. But you want to get to that skill level. So set a goal. And I don't know what my goal is right now, but I'll figure that out down the road. It's not something that needs to be set right away. See, right now it's frustrating because I'm not finding any branches or really anything being foraged. And I think it's because it is such a new server that nothing has had time to actually spawn in. Why are you doing that? That's why I was having trouble with the rocks. Um, that's why foraging just isn't doing much. You see, where's my... Yeah, so my climbing has already increased to 18. My nature, there's foraging right in there. And that only goes up if you actually get something. So even though I've been foraging for quite a while, I'm not actually getting anything. Oh, event. Yep. We're down here by the water. I am not too far away to do that. Stop arguing with me. So I think in this case, what I'm going to be forced to do is bring Alpha on and have him create and drop a few very low quality branches just so we can move on and get moving forward. I'm I can deal with not having the food. It's going to be rough, but I can deal with that. Yeah, see, I'm already out of the tree line. This little guy down here is going to be my last chance. I'm curious what that is over there. Oh, that's another, I think that's a lavender bush. Looks like it. All right. I'll cross your fingers. Nothing. Yep, it's a lavender bush. And I'm not getting anything from it either. So yeah, the server needs to age a bit, and then ground spawns will be a bit more abundant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here by the shoreline. Actually, we're going to just wait right by the lavender bush. I'm going to bring Alpha on, and I will switch the screen over so you guys can see exactly what happens. We're going to wait right here by this lavender bush. And okay, there's that. We're going to grab Alpha. We are going to switch the source. So there's nothing hidden. All going to be above board. Okay, you can see he's in the settlement too. And Alpha can fly. So it's a lot faster. Go down here by the river. It's still rendering stuff in. That's why it's chopping. But you can see he moves at 56 in flight. We get down here by the water. And I didn't strip the gear from Alpha. Just there was no point. Because he's not the Ironman, so Wicked's the Ironman. All right, that looks like the lone tree and the bush, which I flew past. Okay, so open this up. Oh, stop that. And we're going to go right here on this grass tile. Specials, create. We want a branch. We get down to it. Branch, birchwood. Good enough. Don't care. We're going to make all of these. Let's make them all quality level 2. And we want, let's do 7 of them just to get us started. So we do need quite a few. They're going to stay common. Send that. Drop this. Open. It's just birchwood branches. So now there's a crate there. Oh, good gravy. Stop already. So you can see it's right next to the lavender bush. It's literally just that crate. Just the branches. I should have destroyed the gear up here. But we're definitely going to go up the mountain and destroy the tent. The gear, it's fine. Other new players can come in and take it if they want. The tent is character specific, so we want to destroy that. That way, the only spawn point that Wicked has left is going to be the what do you call it? The Stone of Soulful. I just have to remember where that tent was. Wasn't up there. We didn't go that way. Oh, we dropped it right over here somewhere. Maybe it was up this rise. Was it up the rise? Yeah, I think we went up. No? I don't remember going through any trees. So it has to be. There it is. Took a while for it to pop in. Okay, we go to item and destroy. Now the tent's no longer there. I can just bring him over here. We'll take off the flight mode and I'll log him out. We'll go back to Wicked. All right. So there's the crate. It's still rendering stuff in, guys. All right. So we're going to open and we're going to take everything out of the crate. Now the crate disappears. So we're going to bring up our crafting window. We're going to put the branches and the crude knife in there. And we need shafts. We need lots and lots and lots of shafts. Scrap wood can be used in, well, I mean, you can clearly burn it if you want. Let me see what Wurmpedia says. Oh, wood scrap. Only useful for feeding fires with. But that's not true. That's only the description. It says usage, commonly used to fuel fires as it is often in abundance. Kindling can be created using an axe, saw, or carving knife. You can build a decorative low woven fence using 10 wood scraps of 100 or 1.5 kilograms. Can be used on small wine barrels to start the fermentation process of alcoholic beverages. Activate the wood scrap, right click the filled wine barrel and select create, then the fermenting beverage, and can be used to or can be turned into wood pulp by combining 1.5 kilograms of wood scrap with 1.5 kilograms of water. Um, and wood pulp used with a press creates paper sheets, and then you can use the paper sheets and so on. So it does have uses, but for our purposes, it does not. And so far, we've only made one shaft, and it's failing on one of them. So let's open this up and see. Okay, we've got a 0.9, which is too small. Now we have two shafts. And if we take, I believe, oh, is it the rock shards? No. Is it, or the iron rock? Yeah. There we go. We can make crude axe head, crude pickaxe heads, and crude shovel blades. Those are our first. Well, technically, the crude knife was our first, but okay. We only want one at the moment. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to make a pickaxe. All right. Now we can make a shovel blade. And we can take the two shafts that we have and put it in there. We can make a crude axe. So we now have a crude axe, just one. So first things first, before we move into too many other things, we want the crude pickaxe too. Come on. There we go. We got a crude axe and a crude pickaxe. We've got two of these that are no longer any good. So if we take those two, put them in there with the crude knife. We can make kindling, I believe. Nope, they're too small. So those can be added. um, the messed up shafts can be added. So we're going to take 3 more good shafts. I'm sorry, I didn't complete my thought. Those 2 damaged ones can be added to a fire to help fuel it. That's what I meant to say. So we have another 0.9. We have another 0.9. We're going to fail 2 of them, but the 2.0 is the first one in the list, so it's going to get used first. We have 3 shafts. We have 2. I don't want to climb, you knucklehead. We have 2 left. Got 1 left. So the others are just wood scrap, effectively. There we go. Now all 7 all say 0.9. They can't be made into kindling. They can't be made into other shafts. They're done. So that's just extra weight we're carrying at the moment. We have the wood scrap. That we cannot do anything with. So we've got the crude knife in there. Let's put the rock shards back in. We need another axe head. We have 5 shafts, so we can make 5 more tools. And we're failing on every point of it. We still need a shovel, but we want a second axe, and we want the rest of it turned into pickaxes. We want the second axe because no, that's it. Because these are only quality level 3, or I'm sorry, they're the crude axe is quality level 8.54, and the pickaxe is only 2.75. Those are going to destroy fast. The axe is vital for getting more wood, and the pickaxe is extremely vital for getting iron ore, so that we can make better tools. So second axe head, yes. We want the Yeah, we want one shovel blade. No, we don't. I'm sorry. We do not want the shovel blade. We want the rest of them as pickaxes. I just said that. Already forgotten what we were doing. And realistically, it wouldn't hurt if we had a second shovel blade. Um, but I don't plan on doing a whole lot of digging just yet. I plan on doing a lot more mining and cutting of lumber, because those are vitally important. The digging, it's important, but it's not essential. Once we start foraging more and getting some foods that we can start planting, then the digging will become a bit more important. But right now, we need to be able to mine for more ores. Let's put the shafts in there. Put this other crude axe head in there to make another second crude axe. Yeah, once we start mining, we'll get some iron, and then we can start making better stuff, better tools. Um, right now, we can't make a rake or anything like that. We need iron for, at the very least, for a rake, and then we can actually start planting crops and stuff, cultivating and all that. But iron and wood are the two bottlenecks right now. Okay, so let's look at our axes and let's look at our pickaxes. Right now we have an 8.54 and a 9.55. And then the pickaxes, we've got a 10.94. That's actually really good for a starter piece. I'm sure starter gear actually is way better, but for an Ironman setup, that's not bad. We've got a 2.75. Let's finish these axe heads. And this is getting our skills up too. So carving knife is increased. If I bring up the skills window, see the carving knife right there. We've got carpentry itself that's increasing because we made the shafts. We have masonry for stone cutting. We have smithing for blacksmithing because we are still blacksmithing. We're not doing weapon or armor smithing. It's just standard blacksmithing. And then miscellaneous has gone up because it's a random miscellaneous type skill, um, and just gives you an overall. Okay, we made the other two. Look, we got a 1.79. So we got two decent ones and two garbage ones. So obviously we're going to start with the garbage ones, um, because we got a tunnel to begin with. We got one more shaft, and we have a crude shovel blade. So let's make our shovel. And that'll be all 7 tools plus the knife. So technically 8. Oh, come on. Once we finish this, the YouTube recording and video will be stopped. The Twitch stream will continue because I'm going to be leaving the township or settlement of Sanctuary. There we go. We got a crude shovel. That's pretty good too. So overall, not too bad for starter tools. We're going to close this one. So we're going to head that direction and find a spot that's going to work for us for the Ironman, so that we're not in Sanctuary here. We're not too close to the newbie area. I'm going to get the YouTube video uploaded while I'm running around, so give me just a couple of seconds, Twitch. But again, if you want to continue watching the live stream, go over to Twitch, watch me there. I'll link the channel in the description. You can watch the last couple of videos that, or go to the last videos. They have the link as well. If you are watching on Twitch, go down below the stream into my About section. You can find the link to the YouTube videos. I will not be posting live streams to Twitch when I do actual videos, and I'm still planning on doing the updates for the Gamester for Life tutorial series. I want to give him all the honor and credit for putting out the series initially. I personally believe they need to be updated a little bit, but Old Bitty Gaming brought him up in a previous video here real recently, and mentioned that when Gamester for Life is no longer with us, but in the Wurm community, he was a legend at what he did because of what he did. There were a lot of people that didn't necessarily like his videos or whatnot for whatever reason. I didn't see the energy that a lot of other streamers had, but he had his own unique style of energy. So I was willing to look past that, and I encourage anyone that wants to watch the tutorial series and learn about the game or whatever to go and hunt down his channel and go watch his videos, even if there's some little nuance about him specifically that just kind of rubs you the wrong way. Push past that. It's an amazing series. I just think it needs to be updated, and I want to give him the credit for putting out the series initially to begin with. That series is not that I'm going to make is not going to start just yet. I want to focus on getting the schedule down and getting the server up and running properly and whatnot, so that I have other tasks that I have to take care of first. But I will be putting those out probably starting this summer. So there's your update. I'm looking at possibly this summer getting started on that series, and I will not be leaving Wurm until that series is fully completed to the best of my ability, in honor of Gamester for Life. I don't want to redo what he did in the sense that I think anything he did was wrong. I just want to give it an updated feel to it and give him the credit for what he's already given us, and acknowledge the fact that he's no longer able to give us any more. So, in honor of his memory and what he's done for our community, I'll be updating those videos my own way. So I might take a few pieces from different videos and combine them differently or what have you, but I'll try to make it as easy to follow as possible, starting from the beginning. So not necessarily where he started, but starting from a starter player's perspective. What are the things that you need to know? What are the the beginning tips and tricks? What do I got to do to get this to work for me or whatever, and just moving, you know, along the path into the more advanced. So again, probably this summer, we'll start working on that. For now, I'm going to be focusing on this server, Seattle Sanctuary. It is Wurm Unlimited, not Wurm Online. Two effectively the same game, but two different games. Um, so if you're looking for my server, download Wurm Unlimited, open the server list, look for Seattle Sanctuary. Probably by this weekend, I'm going to be opening it up for anyone that wants to join. So any of my old members that used to have space on my server are welcome to come back. New players are welcome to come and hunt around for a new spot. Again, this is an 8K map. It's very, very large. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to find a spot to set up a settlement. So, all right. Appreciate you folks on YouTube watching. And if you're on Twitch, give me a minute and we will continue to head over to our new spot. And I've already got one kind of scouted out, but I actually haven't been there yet with any character. So I'm hoping it's going to work out. We'll go from there. And then tomorrow's recording for YouTube will start in that location with where we left off on Twitch. I'm trying not to eliminate any real meaningful thing from the YouTube videos, so you'll still be able to see the main part of it. But for now, um, I'm just going to keep moving, and you're welcome to join me on both platforms, however you see fit. All right, appreciate you watching. Twitch, stay tuned. We'll continue on in just a minute.